So yeah, I'm obviously not doing well. Just waiting for people to join. I need to shave again. Hi. I'm not doing well right now. I'm starting to do better because like my morning medicine. It's like, but yeah. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna start off with this. Okay. First off, first off, my anxiety. I think it's similar to OCD, or it might just be OCD. But I haven't been diagnosed with OCD yet. I just know it's similar. What I should say is most likely it's OCD, and OCD sucks. But it's like not. It's like a milder case. But basically, what's going on is, I have a yeah, basically my anxiety is like this. So I will have a, and just so you know, I'm not homophobic or anything. Okay. I know usually when people say that, they're like, like especially after what's the name again? What's her name? Oh, J.K. Rowling. After what she did, J.K. Rowling is a different story. She did something a lot worse. I'm different in this case. So I'm not homophobic. So what I'm about to say is I'm not just not meant to be homophobic. It's not meant to be anything like that. All right. OCD is basically like this. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. And what it does is it makes me obsess over certain like anxietal fears that make no sense. They're illogical. They're not realistic. And then it makes me have to do a compulsion to try to get rid of them. I think I have OCD, but I haven't been diagnosed with it yet. But I'm gonna stream the computer again. I got off my stream again, but I'm doing this right now just to talk about this because this is pretty important. So, my anxieties are basically like this. I'll have anxiety like the most common one. But the first, okay, hold on, sorry. I didn't used to have anxieties like this. I didn't used to. My anxieties used to be, how should I say, like nothing. I didn't, back when I was in 5th grade and before, I had no anxieties like this, period. None. Nada. Then when I got into 6th grade, when I turned 11, that's when I started going through puberty, basically. I got my first anxiety, which was, I think it was like tornadoes and stuff. This stuff started to scare me. Even though we've never had a tornado here, and I can tell you right now, there's no need for me to worry about that because, yeah, here, I'm so my me and my family were so blessed to live in Plano, Texas, or just in Central Texas, because here we don't get tornadoes. We do not get it isn't just Plano. It's Dallas. It's Allen, Frisco. We don't get tornadoes, and the ones that Dallas and Frisco do. I know the ones like where I live. I have never experienced a tornado once in my entire life. Not once. Never experienced a hurricane. Never experienced an earthquake. Obviously, never experienced. I always get tornado watches, but I've never gotten one actual tornado warning. It's always been severe thunderstorms, period. And they've never been in this area, because in Plano, Texas, around like the Dallas area, that's the Dallas, Texas, like that, where we have hilly. We have more of a hilly landscape. So the tornadoes, even the rare tornadoes that we had, are literally like super like barely anything. They don't do that much damage, and they're very, very not. They're not powerful. They're not powerful at all. Basically, they barely last any. They also don't last that long. That's why we don't even have basements here. We don't need them. I don't have. There's no basements in Plano or in the Dallas area. So I've never had to deal with that. But that was like my first anxiety I had, right? Then the next anxiety I started having was what was the next one? Oh, germaphobe. I started becoming afraid of germs because I got a really bad flu. And I started at one point, right, and then yeah. Usually, I've never had to deal with an earthquake. Period. Not once. It's mainly in the Texas area. There's no earthquakes in Texas, and if there are, it's so tiny you don't even notice it. Point is, it's not like in Japan or in California. Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It literally made no sense. My anxieties made no sense whatsoever. They were not realistic. They had no. They didn't. It didn't make sense. They're not realistic. I can tell you that. Everything I have anxiety about is illogical and doesn't make sense and is completely unrealistic. I don't want to keep saying unrealistic, but that's because what I mean is they're unrealistic. Like they won't happen. You know what I mean? So like that doesn't happen. It's not a real thing, and it will never happen in the future. Basically, that's what I mean. The point is, the second one was germs, right? I started going away from that. Third anxiety that I still have to this day was that I would randomly wake up one day and be gay. I told you I'm not homophobic. I do not. I support people who are gay. Heck, literally, Mega and Unavailable, they're gay, and I support them wholeheartedly. And and that's the thing. This anxiety, I don't know why I suddenly had it, but it made no sense. Point is, what I'm saying is, I'm straight, right? I've been straight for such a long time, and I've been straight since I was 5, and but I don't think it's just being gay. I think what scares me is a random personality change, basically, that I have no control over, because your sexual orientation is a part of your personality. That's why it has to do with a number of factors, basically. About it has to do with your personality. That's why people have multiple personalities. Some of them are gay, some of them are straight, some of them are bi, but you get the point. It's based off the brain. It's a personality thing, and you can't just change that. So usually, if you notice you like girls, then you they'll close, and then you like girls. If you like guys, you like guys. The point is that's just how it works. And that itself is not a sin. That's not a sin. That's not something bad because you can't control what you feel. Basically, the point is, my anxiety doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Even if I were to just suddenly randomly turn gay, that's not gonna like cripple me. That's not really a big deal now, is it? And most likely, the only thing that would happen is I would turn bi in that case, and even that is not possible. I'd still be straight. But basically, what I'm saying is, and more realistically, I wouldn't become just gay and that's it. I'd be bi in that case. And the most realistic thing is that I just remain straight, and that nothing I do would change that. I think but then there's another one I had. I watched a movie called what's my catchphrase? Yes, you know what I mean. That's my catchphrase. But yeah, then there's the anxiety. Oh yeah, then there's I watched the movie called Knowing. It's completely fictional. None of it is realistic at all. But basically, on the movie, there was a solar flare that basically wiped out like the solar system on the sun, right? Sun, a solar flare right on the solar system, in the movie. But the thing is, a solar flare doesn't do that. Solar flares are energy. They're not super hot heat. Heat is different. Heat doesn't work like that. You have to have oxygen for there to be heat. And the thing is, solar flare like that wouldn't actually. It would just it would knock out technology, for a while. But it would never actually like hurt the Earth or anyone on it. It would just knock out technology. So that's another unrealistic anxiety I have. Yeah, so I then yeah, that's awesome. I would love that nebula. Yeah, then there's the worst one. Then there not the worst. Basically stuff like that, right? Or like a meteor came crashing to Earth and destroyed Earth. But the thing is, that's actually impossible too because of gravity. The meteor would be pushed away from Earth. It wouldn't do any damage. Our gravity's too strong for that, or wouldn't even get close to the Earth because of the gravitational pull. Point is, nor would it even get close to the solar system due to the gravitational pull. It has to. It had to be too. It would be too small for that to happen. I think you get the point. Stuff like that. Those are like my anxieties, right? And they don't, like, none of them make sense. I think we all can agree in this case. None of them make sense. None of them are realistic. None of them I should be afraid of. The problem is, I, I still, like, it's like, that's why I think I have OCD. They're obsessive thoughts that pop in my head no matter, even when I don't want them to. And I have to do a compulsion to get rid of them. That's yeah. And it's very, very annoying to deal with. Like, I can usually live with it. Like, right now I'm fine, because I took medicine to help it out. But, but yeah, I'm fine, obviously, now. But, I think you get the point, though. This morning I woke up and I was like, what the frick? Why am I having this anxiety right now? So like, so basically, it's basically like an anxiety attack. So when I was taking medication before, right? I was taking medication for anxiety. I took Vyvanse. That was back when I was in I think ninth. It was ninth grade. I was in ninth grade or tenth. No, it was 10th grade. It was 10th grade Thanksgiving break. Started taking Vyvanse, and that was a big mistake. But we didn't know at the time, so we're taking Vyvanse, right? Because that's what's prescribed to me for anxiety. And now it made it worse. By that I mean, like, what happened was it caused me to have anxiety attack like I had this morning, where I literally couldn't function. It was that bad. My the anxieties would come in and they just wouldn't go away, and it was a constant fear response. Basically, that's what happened. It triggered a fear response, which caused anxiety thoughts to pop in my head. Oh, I got you, Nebula. But the point is, yeah, that doesn't happen to me. But I can see that's a pain too. I feel that. But basically, what I'm saying is, I will I couldn't function, right? And that was the whole Thanksgiving break. And then when I stopped taking the Vyvanse and got a new medication that I've been on ever since, right? Not only did it help, but it got rid of the anxiety for it just once it started taking effect, my anxiety was back to normal levels. I could manage it, right? Right now, my anxiety, I can manage it. For some reason, this morning and like 3 days ago, right? For some reason, my anxiety was my anxiety decided to act like the Vyvanse. And also a couple of weeks ago, so I was confused, and I thought I wasn't supposed to take a specific kind of medication, Right. I thought we were replacing it with a new medication. So I stopped taking that and started taking that one, and then I didn't realize, but because I did that, I had a side effect of not taking it, and the side effect was basically like the Vyvanse but weaker, where I could still function, but I would like randomly just have anxiety, and it would come in waves of random fear response, and it was annoying and I hated it. But then it went away basically. You only get a video editor? Heck yeah, nice. Yeah, then it would go away, right? That was with the and it'll come back and it go away, like waves of anxiety basically. And it'll come back and then go away basically. So that's like the anxiety, and so that and so once I started taking that medication again, I immediately felt better. And a couple of days ago, I intentionally, I mean, this was a big mistake. All right, see you later, Panda. I intentionally stopped taking my nighttime medication that helps me go to sleep. I didn't think it would affect anxiety because it's not an anxiety medication. I don't know if that's what's caused it. I don't know yet. We don't know what's actually caused it. I just know that once I took my, I started feeling like it did a couple, weeks ago with the not taking, the anxiety medication. But CapCut's cool, but if I were you, instead of CapCut, I'd just use not Filmora. Why did I say that? The one I've been using, because even though you can't get like 1080p equals to the 480p, the point is 720p equals to the 720p. The point is, it is still freaking good, like unbelievably. There's no watermarks or anything. Clipchamp, that's what I meant. It's completely free, and if you bought CapCut, then that's good. But yeah, Clipchamp's completely free, and that's what I've been using for a while now. So, okay, but or now I can also use or you can just use iMovie. I can use iMovie on my phone too for that to work. Okay, I gotcha. Anyway, the point is, I'm taking my medication again, and and I don't know if it's and my anxiety, I think my anxiety is starting to go back down. I don't know though. I just know that once I took my morning medication again today, because I had to take two of them. Sorry, I had to take two morning pills because we decided to go from long acting to short acting medicine. So to help me focus, it's supposed to be for focusing. It seems like and impulsiveness, but it seems like it's helped with the anxiety basically because my anxiety's gone right now. I don't feel it at all, or I can barely feel it at all. No, I don't feel it. Right now, my anxiety's gone. This morning, it was like, what the frick? When I was streaming earlier, I was like, what the frick as well. Like, you noticed, I was definitely not acting normal. I was, like, out of it. Having trouble. And at one point, at the end of the stream, I was like, like that. I'm good now, after I took my morning medication again. But, point is, that's what I've been having to deal with. Alright. Okay. So CapCut. Okay. Alright, that's a cool editor. Video editor, I mean. CapCut. Alright. Alright. Alright, I'm going to start streaming on the computer again. Be right back.